Alright. Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. We'll get started in a minute. Your brother's about a minute or two to get up in here. We're gonna get started. Kids situated. Salakia. Got the homeschool going on. Okay. Trying to get a lesson in at this moment. Alright. So we're going to get into milk. Sincere milk. Okay. Hey, first and foremost, facing the east, giving all praises, honor, and glory be to Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi, Sham, Makakwadash. Those are the true names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yahawah is the Father's true name. That means He is, He exists. Yahawashi is the Son's true name. That means He saves, He delivers. And Rekakwadash is how you say a spirit that's holy, a spirit that's set apart. All right? You want to call upon those names when you worship and call upon your power. Once again, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Makakwadash. Bahasham means in the name. That is in the Lashawan Kodash, the holy language, the holy tongue, also known as the Paleo-Hebrew or the ancient Hebrew. Second of all, double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well and sincerity taught us His truth. And Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability and keeping the faith in Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi. It's your brother Rami Kazak back with hopefully another edifying lesson through the spirit, power, and strength of Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi Ba'Shem Kakadash. Like I said earlier, this one will be entitled Sincere Milk. Okay, and really going into the understanding of the benefits of milk, man. You know, which I can't stress this enough. The steps, okay? These things are taught to you and taught to you and taught to you and taught to you over and over and over and over again. Foundations, the correct way to do things. When you come in, which, you know, you can't start taking shortcuts. All right? None of y'all brothers actually came in the correct way. Every single one of y'all. You know? When you come in, what you supposed to do? You're supposed to salute one another. How do you salute somebody? Can y'all tell me in the comments? How do you salute a brother? You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we do. We cut the shortcuts. We get lazy. Right? And if you do that, then you're going to do it in other areas. So there we go. Shalawam, Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi, Barak, Ahtham. All right? That's the proper way. That's what our elders taught us. You know? And then this thing is, you never want to get lax. You never want to get complacent. You never want to be like, I'm just going through the motions. You know? You want to do everything to the best of your ability. You don't just want to do a lesson just to put it up. It's like, oh yeah, three a week. Let me go ahead and do one. Like, nah. You want to dig. You want to prepare it. You want to put some time into it. Put some effort into it. I say it all the time. Yahawashi is supping with you, so it's a date. For a date, you dress up, right? You put on your best. You know, you get your shiny shoes. You got your iron shirt. You know, you get your cologne on. Whatever you do to prepare. So, how much more with Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi? So it's important to come the right way and the correct way. So I'm going to go into, as you can see on the screen, and it's funny, I just stumbled on this. I was typing up the stages of milk, and this one was funny to me, and it's short, so, I'm going to play it. But it's Babylon Children's Hospital and Prenatal Center, right? And it's going to go into the stages of milk. So I'm going to say fair use. TikTok, don't take the live down, all right? Not using this for monetary gain or nothing like that, all right? So let's run it, and then we're going to talk about milk and why Yahawashi, Peter, Paul, they used it to, describe this truth. I got to plug in my speakers. Okay, it should be good now. Let's go.
Now I will tell you about the stages. Breast milk comes in 3 stages. It might surprise you to know that in the beginning, the breast milk changes by the week, and each formulation is designed to meet your newborn's precise needs. Colostrum. At first, you are producing a yellowy substance called colostrum. Colostrum helps provide your little one with a formulation of nutrients and antibodies he needs to fight infections at the early days. A little goes to long way, so the baby only needs a few teaspoons at a time, which might at all you are producing. Second one is
All right, let's stop right there. Colostrum. Okay, and I'm going to read it straight off of Google AI overview. Colostrum is the first nutrient-dense milk produced by mammals. All right, so every single mammal, I don't care if it's an elephant or it's a whale, right? A mammal is an animal that gives birth that type of way. We lay eggs, but we don't lay eggs. You know what I'm saying? The eggs are inside. Okay, we're not birds. We're not reptiles. So you lay your egg and it incubates in the woman. And the elder was just going into this, him and Brother Matazaba was just going into this. Okay, how Yahawashi had to come through a egg, a sperm, right? Because the human body, you're a mammal. Okay? So every mammal produces this way. And Yahawah has set up, like I said, from a whale to an elephant, they produce milk to help that baby grow, right? So as a cow produces milk to grow a calf, well, doesn't the woman produce milk to grow your baby? So why would you feed your baby cow's milk? Is your baby a cow? No. The Most High has set up milk in your woman to grow your baby. You know what I'm saying? So, and it also helps your woman's, and they hit me with a live visibility. I knew they was going to do it. Whatever. It's all good. So it also helps your wife's body snap back because that milk needs to go somewhere. That the body is producing. So if she doesn't do it the correct way, then that's how our women become fat. Because they're not going through the process that the Most High set up for them to do. They're going through another way. As John 10:1 tells you, it's only one path. That goes into everything, man. It's a natural way that the Most High has established and set up. All right? So colostrum is the first nutrient-dense milk produced by mammals during pregnancy and the first few days after birth. Often called liquid gold, it is thick, sticky, and yellowish. It is packed with high levels of antibodies, proteins, and growth factors tailored to jumpstart a newborn's immune system and digestive tract. Right? So when these doctors are trying to inject your kid with all these different type of magazines, that's not needed. All your baby needs is the colostrum. Now taking that to the scriptures. All right, for 2 Peter. It's like it. 1 Peter 2:1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisies and envies and all evil speakings, to get rid of all these things that are going to attack you, these poisons, these venoms, you need that colostrum. You need the beginning. The brother Kakama always puts in the chat, GMS elders the milk. You need the milk to establish you as newborn babes, to establish that foundation. Because now that you're activated and you're alive, you've been quickened by the Spirit, you woke up, guess what? Satan is coming. Soon as you get in this world, it's all different type of bacterias, all right, diseases, things that's going to try to attack your body. That colostrum is going to fight it off. I could say my child has only gotten sick in the 3 years of her life. She's only gotten sick one time. Because she's what? She's breastfed. She was breastfed. That milk has done its job. The Most High's purpose, the way that he established this body to function, it works. To this day, it still works, and it works perfectly. Esau can do all this different type of stuff, you know? But the human body, it works. All right? So you need that colostrum, the beginning stages, to push all these things off, right? Madison, you need the colostrum to actually know your place, sister. Okay? You have no business speaking in the comment board unless it's like a salute. So I'm going to just mute you up. That's an example, though. You got to have the colostrum. You got to know your position. You got to know it's the customs and courtesies. Okay, we had to learn that in the military in boot camp. We had to learn ranks. We had to learn how to identify insignias. You know, insignias. Like you see a captain coming through, he got a bird on his arm. You know, he got a bird on his collar. So I recognize that as a captain, right? We had to learn to identify that. Ranks. So the same way, you have to learn to identify your position. When you are coming into something, you are joining an established government, right? You're joining an established nation, okay? And you're coming back from being in a different nation because we was all heathens. We was all acting as Gentiles. Okay, so now we're coming back and we're joining our nation. Our nation is what? It's established. The government is set up. It's upon Yahawah's shoulders, and he's leading us. So you can't come into this thing trying to change and do things differently. This is why Madison got muted. Because you're coming into, first of all, a man-dominant thing. This is how it's supposed to be. And you're showing a different way that's not good. That's not the way that our customs and courtesies set up for women to be speaking in the church house, right? So verse 2, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that you may grow thereby. Let's go to the second part.
Milk. 3 to 5 days after birth, colostrum is replaced with transitional milk, just as the name suggests, which feels like a mixture of orange juice and milk, is the stage between colostrum and mature breast milk. Third one is mature.
All right, so transitional milk, right? You're getting your steps. You're getting grounded. You're getting rooted. You know, this is important. You're learning the customs. You're learning the history. You're learning the Sabbath. The Sabbath really is milk. That should be what you learn really in your beginning stages. How to keep the Sabbath properly. What day it falls on. What the sun, the moon, the stars, and these things are used for. The calendar. The signs and the times. These type of things, man. You should be learning these things early on. Because, I mean, bro, a year in, you should know how to keep the Sabbath. You should know what day it's falling on. All right? And if you don't, then you should what? You should go seek the elders. You should go seek the ones that are putting it up. You got brothers all over, they put it up. I don't know how many pages I done saw yesterday and today that done put up August 12th. Okay? A new Shabbat is coming in Wednesday night. So we have a Shabbat tonight, Monday to Tuesday. And then we have a 12-hour window, all right, between Tuesday night and Wednesday night. Or you know, get your last, you want to mess with your woman or whatever, do your thing, all right? But then Wednesday night, Hey, we back in the Shabbat, a new moon Shabbat, which is a celebration. Okay, but that does not mean you can have sex on the Sabbath. That just means, you got the funds or whatever. Do a feast, cook, all right, do what you do, okay. But it's a celebratory thing. It's the start of a new month, right? So you should know that you're gonna have every month. You're gonna have 2 Shabbats in 1 week. You ask any IUIC member, they don't know that. You ask any ISUPK member, they don't know that. So in these stages of milk, you could just basically say they was drinking cow's milk, man. They was drinking Similac. They was drinking Gerber. They was drinking this stuff that's not real. It's artificial because it didn't help to grow them the correct and the proper way. So they didn't desire the sincere milk. This is why we tell certain brothers, bro, don't get caught up on the entertainment of Israel. The Edomites bowing down and kissing the boot. Edomites licking the boot. Edomites saying, I'm ready for the Israelites and their king. Nah, don't get caught up on that. Okay? Get caught up on learning and growing in this word the correct and the proper way. Okay? 1 second. No, go and everything. I told you. Alright? I'm doing a lot. Look, everybody get in trouble, man. And that's a perfect example, though, because kids are what? Kids are curious, okay? And we understand that. TikTok is what? It's a very temptation-filled place, and you're going to be curious. Well, they Israelites, bro, and they teaching this truth, and they calling on Yahawah. They're not teaching the truth then. Point blank, period. So curiosity killed the cat. You heard that from the world, right? So I'm telling you, new brothers right now, you go in these other lives, you go in these other places, you want to go see what the hype about IUIC is and ISUPK and all that, and you want to be curious in these different matters, then it's ultimately going to destroy the foundation that was being built, the sincere foundation, by you seeking after all of this different type of entertainment, okay? All this different type of drama, all right? We're not here for that, man. This truth is peace. This truth comforts us. I had drama in the world. I'm not looking for drama in the truth. All right? Verse 3. If so be you have tasted that Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi is gracious. If you tasted this sincere milk, you should continue to come back to it. Now, the third one is what? Mature milk. Let's get it.
Usually comes between the 10th day and the 2nd week. Mature milk finally comes in. It is whitely and slightly thinner than transitional milk, resembling water-skinned milk and can appear blush at first.
Alright, Con. So, mature milk. And you on that mature milk. Now you know what you're doing. You're here and there. You know the breakdown, you know the tribes, you know Genesis 49, Deuteronomy 28, Revelation 13 chapter. You got the understanding on these things. You know the key prophecies. That's not saying you know everything. Nobody knows everything, all right? But we know where to go to find it if we need it. But mature milk, you should definitely know how to break down Revelations the 13th chapter. You should know how to break down Daniel, the 2nd chapter, Daniel, the 7th chapter. You should know about the 5 kingdoms. You should know that the Edomites are in rulership right now, Job 9 and 24. The scriptures I'm quoting, these are basics. These are milk scriptures, but these are key to a solid foundation, man. All right? You should know Romans 11 and 7. You should know Isaiah 45 and 17. You should know Isaiah 45, 5 through 7. Okay, you should know, these things. You should know how to explain your lineage. Explaining that speckled birds, you should know that. You shouldn't get food. I was in a live yesterday with this dude. He claims to be an Israelite. He's an Israelite. You could tell by his spirit. But he just couldn't fathom and understand that Justin Timberlake is an Israelite. Or Larry Bird is an Israelite. He couldn't understand that. And I was like, you just ain't got it. So dude was going back and forth. And he's like, this guy thinks Justin Timberlake is an Israelite because how he dances and sings. I'm like, what? And then this other dude, his name was Jabari. His name is Jabari Hebrew something. He came in there, he's like, nah, they got to bear witness to the word. I'm like, and then the dude said, did Mike Tyson bear witness to the word? I'm like, nah. He was like, so he's not an Israelite. I'm like, what? He's an Israelite by blood. You can literally tell. So that's what we're saying. This curiosity, if you're not grounded and you're not grounded and rooted in this truth, that might have threw a brother off. Okay? Where we have good discernment. We can see the spirit. And that's something that comes, you may have or whatever, over time just by recognizing Jake. You can recognize that Justin Timberlake is an Israelite. Leonardo DiCaprio, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. You can see it. You understand it. You're not going off of skin color. All right? We're not going off of skin color like a lot of these groups are. Okay? So the sincere milk, by growing in that fear, let's go get that. In Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi, it's gonna what? It's gonna increase your wisdom. It's gonna increase your knowledge. Proverbs 1:7. The fear of Yahawah is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. So they will not be given the unction of all. They won't be given that unction, that anointing. Let's get that. 1 John 2:20. But ye have an unction, that's an anointing, from the Holy One, and ye know all things. So our knowledge is constantly increasing. Our wisdom is constantly growing. Our fear in Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi is constantly growing. Our understanding. We're knowing more and more. Where they're ever learning but never able to come into this knowledge. You may know you're an Israelite. You may call on Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi. But that's all you got. You didn't go further than that. You got stuck at all the tribes is black. You got stuck at Latinos are not Israelites. You got stuck at Native Americans came over on a land bridge. And you got stuck at these stumbling blocks. And why is that? Because the Most High did it to you. He gave you just enough rope to hang yourself, man. So that's what a lot of these individuals are on. All right, I got another video. I'm going to play bits and pieces of this. Because as we talking about milk, we're also talking about children. So let me get a precept. Yahawashi always referred to us as children. I'll go get Luke. Let's Luke 18. And I just get 15 going down to 17. And they brought unto him also infants, that he would touch them. But when his disciples saw it, they rebuked them. But Yahawashi called them unto him and said, Suffer little children to come unto me, and forbid them not. For of such is the kingdom of power. Verily I say unto you, whosoever shall not receive the kingdom of power as a little child shall in no wise enter therein. Now, you have to what? You have to, as a little child. Bro, I woke up this morning, I did 30 push-ups. All right? And my daughter, she tried to sleep with us still. And, she'd get up in the middle of the night, come to our bed. So she was sleeping. I woke up, I did my push-ups. She woke up. She saw me doing push-ups. How this girl gonna crawl off the bed and start doing push-ups? You understand? So that's the mindset of a child. They're going to mimic and follow and do everything that you do, you know? So that's how you got to come. You have to follow and mimic and do what Yahawashi do. We try to be like him. We follow him. We are servants. All right, this is 2nd Esdras 14 and 34. Therefore, if so be that you will subdue your own understanding. A child really hasn't learned too much. They're learning and they're following your guide. They're learning and they're following your example. So they're going to do what you do. They're going to follow and hold on to what you say. This is why to teachers, it's important for us to be correct and give them the proper milk, the sincere milk. As you can see with the other camps, the IUICs and things of that nature, these guys, bro, they're destroying the flock. They're feeding their sheep tainted grass. They're giving their sheep tainted milk. They're letting the wolves eat up their sheep, man. Okay? As you can see with the Genesis, the Sakari, wolves are eating up their flock, and then they're ending up with no sheep. Their whole pen is becoming a knot because it was never of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. That's why I said they can have the names. And they had the names. But Hakad, Hassad, what are these guys saying? We had the names wrong. It's not really his spirit. It's Yahawah taking it from him. He just chose to take the name from him in that way. All right? A man's goings is of Yahawah. So he chose to make that brother fall away from that because he had maliciousness in his soul. He's not in it with the right intentions. If you don't connect, look at how a car is being built. If you don't connect the bolts and the brackets and the things correctly, or just, okay, simpler than that. Brothers, every brother in here, I hope so. Every man in here should know how to change a tire. Okay? If you don't change your tire correctly, and tighten it and all of that, then, hey, bro, it's going to fall off. You're going to have a wobbly ride. It's going to be destroyed. So this is what's going on with these individuals, man. All right? They're damaging their flock. They're damaging their sheep. They didn't follow the procedures. They didn't pay attention to their fathers. All right? They didn't pay attention to the ones that taught them the protocols and procedures. So when they went out to establish their own house, their own congregation, it all falls by the easiest win. The easiest win. They're not built for it tough or whatever, Because what? 2nd Esdras 14 and 34. Therefore, if so be that you will subdue your own understanding. They never subdued their own understanding. They always had thoughts in the back of their mind. Oh, man, they saying, yeah, we gonna get girls 12-year-old. Nah, man, these dudes bugged out. But, the other stuff they teach is good, but I ain't following that Deuteronomy 22nd chapter. Hell nah. They're stumbling at the correct breakdowns, the proper understandings, because of what? Because of Western mindset. Okay? Because of the ways that they was brought up. So they never subdued their own understanding. All right? This is important. So, therefore, if so be that you will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts. You have to literally change your mind, bro. You have to change your mind. You have to stop thinking about things how it used to be and come into this thing as a child. And that may be hard for certain brothers. It's hard because we have habits and stuff embedded into us through this society. The number of years you lived, all right? So it may be harder for a brother that's older than it is for a brother that's younger, right? But it's going to be difficult regardless. But you have to build all new habits and you have to stick with it. And reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. And we're watching all these individuals declare their works. if you producing wicked works right now, that's showing in this reincarnation you was most likely wicked before. Because, yeah, brothers could come into this truth and stop doing wickedness. That's possible, right? So you never count somebody out until they out, you know? All right, so let's play a little bit of this. You find a good starting point. You know what? I just go to the beginning. Fair use, fair use. Okay.
Still fail at life. What if
All right, hold up. Run it.
a child can score 100 in exams and still fail at life? What if the real danger is not raising a child who struggles in school, but raising one who cannot think, cannot choose wisely, and cannot stand when life gets hard? Every day I meet parents who say, "My child is smart, but something is missing. They obey, but don't understand. They achieve, but lack direction. They speak, but don't think deeply." And here's the truth most parents don't realize. Wisdom is not taught in school. It is built at home, daily. So in this video, I will show you 10 powerful daily habits that don't just raise intelligent kids, but raise wise, grounded, emotionally strong, and decision-making children.
Oh, yeah. Now that right there, that echoes. That should echo to you. It's not about, I mean, yeah, you're learning right now, but what you're doing off camera, as the brother Matazabak always says, man. All right? What are you doing off camera, man? Okay? Like, we really studying and growing and going into stuff off camera. You know, we putting together lessons. We're deep diving and stuff. Okay? So, you know, you gotta really want it. I can't want it for you. I want it for you. But you gotta want it for yourself, bro. So you have to put forth that extra effort. You know what I'm saying? The only time you be in this truth is it should not be when you come on the TikTok lives or the YouTube lives, or right there, or you're just a go to camp every weekend Israelite and you do nothing throughout the week. Okay, that's not gonna get it. That's not gonna get it done. This is I'm gonna get the 2 Thessalonians from the brother Amawan Shalawam, bro. 2 Thessalonians 2:11. And for this cause power shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. And that's what we're talking about. When this camera goes down and this TikTok live goes off and you run back to the world, you have pleasure in unrighteousness. Okay? You can watch your shows, you can play your games, you can do all of that. Right? But you gotta prioritize Yahawah Shem Yahawashi above all things. And that don't if that's hard for you, then pray on it, man. You know? This is your priority. This should be at the top of your list every single day. The first thing you think about. That should make you pray. Everything else is done around that. So you're establishing everything off of that milk. Everything off of that solid foundation that you built, that was given to you. You go to the elders, you buy the truth, right? By putting in time. You buy those bricks, you buy that the pipes, you buy all this type of stuff to build up a stronger temple, to build up a better house. This is what you're doing. You didn't have a strong tower in the world. You didn't know Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. His name is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and are safe. You didn't have that in the world. Now you can go to the elders and you can buy a moat. You can buy a drawbridge. You can buy cannons. You can buy, spikes. You can buy all this different type of stuff to spiritually produce a fortress around you. You learning. You understand what foods to eat. You understand how to cleanse out your body. You understand to do this is building up your house, man. It's building up your temple. You know? You're putting on the armor. Ephesians, the 6th chapter, tells you this. So now you know where to go and to buy it. And it's all free. All you got to do is put in time. Time is currency. Anybody ever watch that? Let's get back on Justin Timberlake. Anybody ever watch that movie, Justin Timberlake? where they had to sell time and you run out of time and you pretty much die. You know, so time is a currency, man. Right? So it's important to use your time wisely, because what you're putting your time into is ultimately gonna show. Okay? So, yeah, let's keep it going. All right?
Stay with me, because habit number 7 alone can transform your child's future. 1. Daily why conversations. Build thinking, not just obedience. Most parents say, do this, don't do that. But wise parents ask, why do you think this is right? Science shows that children develop higher order thinking when they are asked to explain their reasoning. Instead of, stop that, say, what do you think will happen if you continue? This trains cause and effect thinking, decision-making, personal responsibility. Wisdom begins where instructions end and thinking begins.
Oh yeah, and that's perfect. Okay? What do the elders do not train? They don't train yes men. You're not to be a yes man. You are to be a thinking man, a man that is diligent. The scriptures tells you these things. Let's bring it. Okay? This is what we are supposed to be, man. I'll get this one. This is 2 Peter 3, and we'll start at 10. But the day of Yahawah will come as a thief in the night. But that thief, what? We're going to see it. Yahawashi. We're looking for the thief. We're alert. We're watchmen. We're paying attention. So it's not coming as a thief in the night for us, right? Because we're watching for the signs. We see the van parked down the street. They've been sitting there peeping the house for 2 hours. They waiting on the father to leave. Then they going to come in, you know, kick open the door, and the mama's like, no, not my baby. You know what I'm saying? They've been scoping out the house. We seeing all of that. We understand what's going on right now. We see how Yahawah is moving through the what? Through the spirit of prophecy. So that thief in the night is not going to catch us. We with the thief in the night. We tell, hey, come on, bro. Come on in. All right? Take everything from this place. Take the crowns off these kings, man. Okay? But the day of Yahawah, by Hashem Yahawashi, will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up, ICBM missiles. So we know the conclusion, the end all be all of this thing, man. You know, as Elder Ariel says, at the end of the day, which I guess I done adapted that, and I say that all the time. I just be watching my lessons sometimes. I'll be like, yo, I say that a lot. At the end of the day. All right, verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Thinking, a thinking man, in Kodash conversations, holy. You're set apart. You're not in the midst of all of this. You're not caring about everything that's going on with Sexy Red and Cardi B and, you know, whatever it is out there. You're not caught up. You're not playing the Joneses, man. Okay? You're no longer doing that. Okay? I don't care if LeBron got traded to the 76ers and all. I don't care. Right? Now, yeah, we could watch basketball and all that. We don't be over righteous. But all that, we're not caring about it. The truth actually let us know that it's all rigged. You know, these Roman games, Roman gladiator games, it's all rigged. It's all set up behind the scenes. Okay? So we understand that. So we're not too attached and too invested in it. We just watch it for pure entertainment. Okay? It's like a soap opera now. And that's what all these things are. Soap operas. Nothing is real, man. Yeah, bread and circus. All right? So you should be in all holy conversation and godliness. That's what you should be doing, growing in that. growing in that milk. Verse 12, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of power, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So we're looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day. We're looking for and we're hoping for it. Like I said, we want that thief to come in. We want that thief to come and take everything from these individuals. All right? And also take us away. Bring us into chariots. Get us up out of here. So we're thinking about things that are happening. We're not just looking at what's happening in the so-called Middle East and being like, oh, they always doing that. No, we're going to the scriptures on it. We're paralleling what's happening in reality to the scriptures. Because the scriptures, the Bible, is what? It's a book about times. It's a book about future, past, present. When you really understand that, right, it all gets a little bit easier. Because you understand what is written in this book has to happen. So when the spirit of prophecy is moving with you, it opens you up more. Because you like, yo, well, where's Ezekiel 38? Oh shit. Okay. I see everything piecing it together. I see Russia lining up with Iran. I see North Korea lining up with them. I see Turkey. Turkey got a flip. Oh shit. Turkey flipping. All right. Turkey saying forget NATO. We're seeing all of this taking place. We're seeing the mother that is so confounded. She's starting to hate America. Okay, Great Britain, UK, these people are hating America. We're seeing France, Spain go against America. America go against France and Spain. You never thought it could happen. But when you go into the scriptures, you understand that it has to happen. So when you start understanding this is a book about past, present, and future, then you know it's inevitable. It has to happen, man. Right? Verse 13, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. So all the pain and suffering and the wickedness that we see and all this BS that we go through is ultimately, it's worth it because righteousness is coming after all of this. You have to walk through the rain to get to the sunshine. You understand? You got to do your push-ups to build your body. You got to work out. You're not just going to get strong with no effort. Or you could be, you could be weak and take steroids. You could do that. And that's that artificial. That's that Similac. As we talked about with the milk. That's the Gerber. That's the cow's milk. You could take stuff that's not good for you to build your body up. But ultimately, that stuff is going to fail. Your organs are not going to develop properly. Your bone structure, your bone density is not going to develop properly. All right. This is why you need to be breastfed. You need to get the sincere milk, not the artificial milk. All right. You look at all these individuals in the NBA now breaking bones and stuff. Bro, Michael Jordan never really got sick, man. He never had too many injuries. He had an injury one time. And then even in that injury, in the offseason, that brother was playing ball back at his college. Out there balling. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the bodies is designed back in the day. It was better. But now these guys they got an injury every other week. When did the last time I seen Anthony Davis play? Does he still ball? Dude be injured every season, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's the way that they're living. It's the lifestyle. It's them not knowing how to take care of their bodies properly. All right? And ultimately, they don't have this word. They don't have Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Verse 14. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that you look for such things, be diligent, that we may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. And account that the long suffering of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi is salvation. Even as our beloved brother Paul also, according to the wisdom given unto him, have written unto you. So keep these things in mind, man. And be a thinking man. Don't just be a yes man. But think. Be a what? A doer of the word. Not just a preacher of it, but also a doer. Apply the scriptures. All right? I did a lesson yesterday on respect your brother. And then, I guess some brothers didn't get it. You got to respect one another, man. Be careful what you say to one another. Consider your brothers. All right? So let's keep it going.
2. Daily micro decisions. Train judgment early. Wisdom is not built in big moments. It is built in small daily choices. Let your child decide what to wear within limits, how to arrange their space, how to solve simple problems. Neuroscience shows that decision-making strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the brain's control center. Children who don't practice decisions early struggle with life decisions later. 3.
Start that right there. So we're what? We're in training. We're rehearsing the righteous acts. We have to what? Deal with small matters. Right now, we're dealing with small matters. What's going on in your house? All right? How to deal with a brother. These type of things. You're dealing with small matters, man. If you do good in these little small matters, then Yahawashi is going to reward you and give you larger matters to deal with. You was over one city, now he's going to put you over 10 cities. All right? But if you fail with that one talent, then he's not going to give you more, cuz you couldn't even make that one flip. Right? So be proud of the measure of faith, the measure of the spirit that you have, and do the best with what you have. All right? That's the mindset that you got to have in all that you have, bro. We ain't rich. We ain't, we don't have all the resources and things of that nature. All right? But we are grateful for what we do have. And we are fortunate to be alive and breathing. You can't repent in the grave. So we have an opportunity to get right. And we're going to take that and we're going to what? Examine ourselves every single day. 2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves. Whether you be in the faith, prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahawashi Hamashiach is in you, except you be reprobates. You got to let a brother figure it out sometimes, man. All right? Correct himself. All right? You give him time, see if he going to fix it or whatever. And then, let the spirit move. You got to learn to let the spirit move. It's a general spirit. And you got to understand that too. Okay? Be considerate. Don't think that everything revolves around you. That's that worldly ass Edomite spirit. Okay? Thinking everything revolves around you. No, bro. You are entering into a brotherhood. Okay? You are entering into a brotherhood and you have one general spirit. All right? And it moves. And you will notice this and recognize this if you really watch the elders and you watch what's the topic. You would know. It's like the spirit hits. And now, the East Coast talking about this. Now the West Coast talking about this. Now the brothers in Dallas talking about this. Now the brothers in the Midwest talking about this. It's a general spirit. Right? So that's something that, you learn just from being around the prophets. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So you can't ever think, well, why they ain't doing this? Or can y'all go more into this? Or can y'all go more into that? Bro, if you want to go into that, then go into that. Right? Go look it up. Go research it. Bring it out. All right? I guarantee you the elders already done touched on it. But if you want to go into it, then go into it. You shouldn't be going and jumping on the elders comment board and being like, can y'all break down the Virgin Mary birth, the Mary, can y'all break down, no, bro. All right? You go, be on your level. Hit a peer up. Hit a brother up. Hit me up. Hit Kakama up. Hit us up. You don't take no shit up the chain like that. Okay? So keep that in mind. And then furthermore, learn how to research your damn self. As the brother said, pick up the Bible and read. That's it. Learn how to research on your own. Learn how to. All you gotta do, bro. Let me see. What's in it? Let's look up one thing. Cause I'm like, yo, do brothers really be watching the elders? I'ma type in GMS. And then I'ma type in Moses the Rock. Alright? GMS Moses splitting the rock. Let me see if I can find something on that. GMS Moses Rock. I don't see nothing right now. Let me rephrase it then. Or just type in what chapter that's in. Right? That's all you got to do. Because it's a breakdown out there on the situation. All right? Let me go find that. I think that's in Numbers. And bear with me. Numbers 20. Oh, no. Deuteronomy. We do Deuteronomy 3. So, let's go to YouTube. Let's type in GMS Deuteronomy 3. See, and then I can't find it. So if I can't find it, now I'm going to actually ask a brother. I will ask a brother, hey, does anybody have a Deuteronomy 3 breakdown? Right? So that's if you can't find it. You know what I'm saying? That's when you utilize the brotherhood. All right. But when you do type it in, a lot of things comes up, but not Deuteronomy 3. And I'm sure somebody done did one of those, but it's just not on here. All right. But the fact, and then furthermore, let's go to, because I don't know if brothers be using these things. Let's go to, let me see. I'm gonna go to GMS South Carolina page. All right. I typed that all wrong. Booyah. Now, you have this right here. This little thing. All right. I ain't bringing nobody up right now. All right. So, Deuteronomy. And I spelled it wrong. Well, let's just type in. Let's do an Exodus. Exodus 3. Right? And then it brings up everything related. You learn to use these little microscopes, these little search bars. Learn to use these. These are on every brother's page. All right. Let me see. Yahawashi version birth. And that one ain't a good one. That just bring it up everything with Yahawashi in it. Let's see if the elder did one on the virgin birth. Nah, Nah, he ain't really do one on that. But an example like foolish virgins or foolish virgins, right? Going into virgins. The two witnesses, 11 and 3. And we are what? We have to be as virgins, so undefiled. So you getting a lot of lessons just from that one word. All right. I'm going to do one more. And this is Elder Apostle Ramlab. And I'm going to type in virgin. All right. Boom. Perfect. The virgin birth myth. Okay? The virgin birth myth. As you can see, Elder Apostle Ramlab did a perfect one. Right? 58 minutes on it. Isaiah 7 and 14. And the word virgin. Okay? Virgins. First fruit and the elect. The virgin birth deception. Okay? So he done it multiple times. Queen of heaven and the virgin birth myth. So these are simple ways where you could look it up and you could get the information right there. So utilize the elders, man. Utilize the brotherhood. Utilize everything that you have right there. Okay? Now let's keep it going. And I ain't bring nobody up because I'm doing homeschool right now, so I don't have that much time. I really got to get up out of here soon. All right.
Emotion labeling ritual. Raise emotionally wise kids. A child who cannot understand emotions cannot handle life. Instead of dismissing feelings, stop crying. Say, I see you're feeling frustrated. Tell me why. Research in emotional intelligence shows that naming emotions reduces their intensity. This builds self-awareness, emotional control, empathy. Wise children don't suppress emotions. They understand them. 4.
Stop it right there. Proverbs 25 and 27. It is not good to eat much honey, so for men to search their own glory is not glory. Really, these feelings, this glory, these are really your emotions. It's playing on your emotions. This is what demons do. All right, you're happy because you did this and you did that No, don't allow nobody to gas you up. Don't get in the position where you're like obsessed with yourself. And you thinking that you did this and you did that. No, Yahawah Shem, Yahawashi did this. You understand? So brush off praise, brush off whatever it be. Okay? And stay humble and stay grounded. Verse 28. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. Right? And yeah, perfect, stoicism. That's what, as we did a question yesterday in the milk chat, I named me Roman emperors, and one of the most famous ones was Marcus Aurelius. And he was famous for what? Stoicism. He was a stoic. His philosophy. Okay? Things that he put out. So stoicism is an important way because what? It helps you deal with your emotions. You had stoics. It's mentioned in the Bible as well. All right? So we take bits and pieces from that because it's wisdom in that to maintain your emotions, man. Not to get riled up. Not to get destroyed or let stuff take you too much to the left or take you too much to the right. You need to be balanced. And this is what you need to instill in your kids and also in those that are learning from you. Right? We can't have a congregation of emotional, sensitive ass men. Okay? Brothers is going to say something and it may offend you, but you just brush it off and hey, bro, you shouldn't have said that or whatever, or chill out or whatever. Brother may not even have meant it that way. You understand? So don't be weak. Okay? At the end of the day, don't take everything like a brother is being malicious towards you. That just may be how a brother joke. And then you just address him and tell him, I don't joke like that. And the brother learns, and the brother, okay, bro, my bad. Salakia, right? We all come from different walks, different lives, different upbringings, right? So a part of this thing is also, as I said earlier, adapting. It's a general spirit that you also got to figure out. You can't come with everything that you want. You have to consider other brothers. Let's keep it going.
Reflection time, the missing habit in most homes. At the end of the day, ask, what did you learn today? What would you do differently? This builds metacognition, thinking about thinking. Most children live life on autopilot. Wise children pause and reflect. Reflection turns experience into wisdom. 5. Let them
Boom, that's it. Metacognition, thinking about your thoughts. Talk, have discussions, right? And hey, ask questions. This is why we do the pop quizzes certain times. Okay? I hope everybody is taking in the information and actually studying it and growing. When Kakama put up GMS Elders to Milk, I hope brothers is really going into that. GMS Archives, I hope you are really going into that. Okay? Going back and revisiting these lessons. Using these search bars, these search tools. You shouldn't always come to us to ask us questions. You should first go to YouTube. First, research it. First, open your Bible. Right? Build that research muscle. Build it up. Build up that research muscle. That helps with building discernment. It helps. You are supposed to be diligent, man. Right? You're supposed to prove a friend. You're supposed to prove all things. You're supposed to hold steadfast. You're supposed to do these type of things for yourself. Your salvation is not relying upon me or Alliance of the 12. All right? So build your research muscle. Learn how to study and break things down for yourself. Right?
Don't steal their growth. This is where many parents get it wrong. You help too quickly. You fix too fast. But struggle is not suffering. It is brain development in action. Psychology calls this desirable difficulty. Let them. Try, fail, try again. Every time you rescue too early, you delay wisdom.
Perfect. With my daughter, she walking, when she started to walk, you gotta let her fall. You gotta let her fall, let her get hurt. She gonna get back up. All right? And she's going to get better over time. You have to let brothers fall. Brothers get stronger, man. You have to rebuke and correct. Brothers get stronger from that. All right? So don't be too quick to hold a hand. This is why I bring brothers up sometimes, and we do the round tables and stuff. I'll be like, hey, break it down, bro. Go ahead. You got it. Show us that you studying. Show us that you growing. Show us that you paying attention. I could break it down, but this ain't about me. This is about everybody being strong. Every brother should be strong. So I want a new brother to come up here and break something down. All right? You give us the understanding. You give us your sense upon it. Okay? Let us know that you actually reading and watching and learning and growing in the breakdowns. You know what I'm saying? And then if you mess it up, all right, we're going to have to fix it. But it's all good. That's why you have the brotherhood here. Don't be scared to fail. We fail. We fall. We mess up. But that's why we examine ourselves. All right? Let's keep it going. We got 2 more points, I think, or maybe we got 5 more. I'm going to speed it up because I got to get up out of here. All right, playback speed 125.
6. Daily story-based learning, wisdom through stories. Wise children don't just hear rules, they understand life through stories. Tell stories about real-life consequences, mistakes and lessons, moral dilemmas. Stories activate multiple brain regions, making lessons stick deeply. Don't just say, be honest. Tell a story that makes honesty unforgettable. Flank Sman. 7.
All right. Hey, what is the Bible full of? Real life stories with consequences. Holding ourselves accountable. Real life stories. All right. So read the scriptures to your kids or tell them verbally. Okay. Tell them verbally. You ain't even got to read it. If you know the story of David and Goliath, then go through it and break it down. Make it creative. You know, entertain your children with it. It's the scriptures. You're giving them the account. You know what I'm saying? This is why you have different versions of the scriptures. Like, hey, I love the NLT. I love the GNT. Sometimes getting stuff in the GNT, it cuts. You know what I'm saying? So we're not here to be boring. I'm not about to sit here and read you the entire Bible front to back. No. Who's going to stay for that? No. Okay, but we're going to break it down. Sometimes we get the articles. Sometimes we get videos. Sometimes we bring out real life stuff that's going on and we break it down and edify through that. We do different things. Yeah, I know you like that AMP. I watched your last lesson, bro. You was AMP and everything. I was like, this nigga AMP. All right, yeah, AMP. Yeah, so, you know, you build your way. As long as it's not going off, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you're doing it correctly and doing it properly. All right, Shalawam, Yahawah, Barak. All right, so let's keep it going. Number 7, natural consequences.
Natural consequences. This will change everything. This is powerful. Instead of punishment, let life teach. If they forget homework, let them face the teacher. If they misuse time, let them feel the pressure. Research shows children learn faster when consequences are connected to their actions. Wisdom grows when children experience reality, not just lectures. 8. Silence and...
Stop it right there. Let's go to Genesis, the 4th chapter. Verse 7. Actually, let's start at 6. And Yahawah said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted. And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Look at the natural consequences that we feel now that we went against the Most High. We are feeling these natural consequences, man. All right? Being the bottom of the barrel. Being under these heathens. Being oppressed by these children. Our women ruling over us. All right? Women being in a high position. Thinking that they can control and talk to a man any old type of way. You understand? We are suffering. But it's all according to the story. And it's all the will of Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi. All right? So it's that chastisement, as the brothers put in. This is Hebrews 12 and 11. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Exercise. We're put through the ringer. Exercise to be built up. So we are chastised to be built up. As the brother said earlier, that furnace of affliction being put through it. Right? So that's why it's a proven way. It's a correct way to do things and a wrong way to do things. And if you're doing things the wrong way, like a Cain, you're going to feel it. Just do things the right way. And what's the right way? Not how you feel, not your opinion, not what you think, but it's the way that has been set down. It's the laws, commandments, and statutes. It's the correct way to do things. Really watch the elders, man. All right? Look at what the elders are doing. Are you doing that? That will answer your question. Okay, let's keep it going. This is number 8.
Silence and thinking space, the hidden superpower. Today's children are overstimulated. Screens, noise, constant distraction. But wisdom grows in quiet moments. Create daily silence. No TV, no phone, just thinking. This strengthens focus, self-awareness, deep thinking. A noisy child rarely becomes a wise adult. 9. Daily responsibility.
All right. That right there. I do this every morning with my kids. Meditation for 20 minutes. Meditation. It's how we start the day out. All right? Meditation. You know, to start the day out, letting them think, sit, focus. Not to start it out with no cartoons or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Started out with meditation and probably after that some exercise. You know? So it's important to sit in silence. It's important to sit and just think and be still. All right? As an adult too, you need to do that, man. Sit and think and be still. Study, read, grow. Just sit and pray. Can you just sit with yourself and examine yourself and check yourself? You know, work on yourself. I need to do this more. I need to do this less. I need to be more considerate. I need to, you know, boom, boom, boom. Think about these things, man. All right. So let's keep it going. Daily responsibility, 9.
Useful, not just successful. Wise children don't just achieve, they contribute. Give responsibilities, helping at home, caring for others, solving real problems. This builds accountability, purpose, leadership. Don't raise a child who only asks, raise one who adds value. 10. Model wisdom.
All right. Let's go get a precept. This is Matthew 6 and 7. And he called unto him the 12 and began to send them forth by 2 and 2, and gave them power over unclean spirits, and commanded them that they should take nothing for their journey, save a staff only, no scrip, no bread, no money in their purse, but he shod with sandals, and not put on 2 coats. And he said unto them, in what place soever ye enter into an house, there abide till ye depart from that place. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear you, when you depart thence, shake off the dust under your feet for a testimony against him. Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. And they went out and preached that men should repent. And they cast out many devils and anointed with oil many that were sick and healed them. So Yahawashi gave them responsibility. He lifted them up. He pushed them in a position to teach, to heal, to cast out devils. He's putting us in the same position, man. Okay? We're doing these things. He's sending us out. We're hitting the highways and the hedges. We're preaching and teaching. We're healing our people. And you may not think it like that because you see these wacky-tacky Christians laying hands on people, all right, and making people fall out. I remember the pastor tried to do that shit to me as a kid. He put his hand on my head and he started praying and shit. And he was like, and I was like, man, what you doing? He pushed harder. I was like, motherfucker, I ain't about to fall, nigga. He was like, oh, the devil in this one. The devil's in this one. I'm like, yeah, he's still in here. Like, bro, what? But I look to the left, I look to the right, I see my peers falling out. Y'all some damn liars, man. Okay? Hey, what are you talking about? What's making you fall out? I don't understand it, man. All right? So, we have the power to heal. What are we doing? We're teaching our brothers and sisters, man. All right? We're showing them how to take care of their bodies. We're bringing out the scriptures. We're letting them know what's coming, what's taking place. You know what I'm saying? We're not giving you fake things that's not beneficial to you, man. All right? Yeah, swinging their arms like they in a, yeah, man. You know, these people is extremely bugged out. And they've been liars ever since they was born. All right? You faking for the church, for the congregation. And they'll say, you know, I just fell out because I didn't want my mama to say nothing. I didn't want my grandma to say anything. Like, I'm embarrassed now that I didn't fall out? No, I'm not a liar. Okay? Yeah, talking in tongues. That gibberish. Making no sense. Don't know what you're saying. You're not saying anything. Okay? So these individuals be bugged the hell out, man. All right? Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi has given us real power. Understanding these scriptures is a spiritual power first and foremost. And then everything else comes with that. All right? So we have been given responsibility. And don't take that for granted. You have been put in a position that many will never be in, bro. You know? So be serious about that.
They become what you do, not what you say. This is the hardest truth. Your child is watching you every day. How you handle stress, make decisions, speak to others is shaping their brain. Mirror neurons in the brain make children imitate behavior automatically. If you want a wise child, be the example of wisdom. Let me leave you with this. Smart children know what to say. Wise children know when, why, and how to say it. Your goal is not to raise a child who impresses people, but one who can navigate life. Start small, start daily, start today. Because one day, your child will stand in a moment where you are not there, and the only thing guiding them will be the wisdom you built into them. If this spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself.
And that's it. All right. They said gifting suspended. I don't care. I don't want no gifts anyway. Gifting suspended. You know? Stupid ass TikTok. All right. Let me, can we get that off the screen? Salakia. All right. This is Philippians 3:17. Brethren, be followers together of me, and mark them which walk so, as you have us for an example. All right. So we follow Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi. We follow the men that he had raised up. Okay? And they are what? Examples. Like an example. All right. So you wanna identify the righteous men. Identify what's really going on. Identify the true prophets. This is Proverbs 22:6 from the brother Yerami Gabar. And it reads, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Exactly. We come up the correct way, man. We know the right way. We know the truth. So we're going to follow that because that's life. That's prosperity. Keeping these laws, commandments, and statutes. This true understanding. Curiosity killed the cat. Remember I said that in the beginning of the lesson. All right? Don't get caught up in all this bugged out stuff on this internet. It's only going to destroy you, man. All right? All these Shalawams and Most High Christ blesses and APTTMHs. All right? These individuals are only going to destroy you. They have a form of godliness, but lacking, the benefit thereof. They have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. That's many. It's going to be majority. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So, hey, this is a conclusion of sincere milk. Seek that sincere milk. Get that sincere milk. And I'm told y'all many times, we see brothers coming in here, they say Shalawam, and then they leave. Them motherfuckers ain't going to be built up the proper way. I'm going to be honest about it. All right? You're not going to be built up the proper way if you're not watching the elders, apostles, and bishops of Great Millstone, and those that teach the same doctrine. You're not going to be built up the proper way. How you going to grow if you're not watching, if you're not studying, if you're not getting the milk? Ultimately, you're going to be cast out because you didn't take this thing serious. Right? So, hey, with that being said, if there's any questions, throw them in the board. All right? I'm going to turn to the east, giving all praises, honor, and glory be to Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi, Sham, Wakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the Great Millstone, as always, and Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, Kwam Yasharahla, and Abad Babal.